Thank you very much, ladies. We're joined this morning in our kitchen by executive pastry chef at the Cape Grace, Lorraine Meany, but she's actually a very nice person. And she's going to be teaching us today. We're going to be making a chocolate soufflé, a very complicated dessert to make indeed, isn't it?
It is, because it's so delicate and everyone is so intimidated by it.
Yeah, apparently you have to be very quiet around the soufflé.
You do, because it'll just
fall flat. And you don't want to.
But it is inevitable that it does fall flat, you know.
Yeah.
It's very delicate, but, you know, we can't be intimidated by these things. We need to try them.
But the first thing we need to learn how to do, what to do before we can make a soufflé is to be able to separate an egg properly.
It's very important because a yolk and egg white are very different, so they have to be separated clearly. So no goldfish floating around in the egg white bowl because there's fat in egg yolks. And if that fat gets into the egg whites, then the egg whites can't whip up. So that is totally against everything that a soufflé is, and it needs the meringue so that it's nice and light and airy so that it can rise beautifully.
Okay, so how do we separate an egg properly?
So I'm going to show you here. So there's two ways you can separate it. You can crack it and then use the shell. You know, this is the way you'll see most pastry chefs doing it.
Yes.
And then you've got your clean egg yolk there. And then there's another way, which you'll also see, where you just crack the whole egg into the bowl.
Yes.
And then you pull out the
just like that?
egg yolk with your hand, yes.
Just like that?
I do prefer the other method, but this one's also another way you can do it.
Yeah.
And then you've got two goldfish clear
egg whites. I guess with the other one that involves your hand, you get a bit more of the egg white remaining in the bowl.
Yes, and you can get all the extras out. Even with it takes a little bit more skill, and you don't want to crack the shell, and you know, that's always something to worry about. But you know, if you're good at separating the two with the shell, then you're good to go.
What also works well is a teaspoon or a spoon. Once you've cracked it in, you kind of just that's what I do at home.
But if you crack the yolk, then you're in trouble.
Then you have goldfish.
Then you can't. You can't use them. You don't want goldfish.
So the second part we need to learn about is lining our little
soufflé mould.
Soufflé mould.
Or ramekin, yes. It's very important that the soufflé has a surface that it can climb.
Okay.
So you're basically creating a surface by lightly dusting or brushing the ramekin with butter, melted butter, all the way to the top, and then fill it up with castor sugar and then just pour it out and then tap it so you don't get any excess castor sugar inside.
Oh, right.
So now the soufflé can climb.
I love how we're just personifying this dessert as if it's got human-like qualities climbing up the mold. But very cool. After the break, we'll be showing you how to make this lovely dessert. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's at the All Seasons Milk Factory where we found goodness produced on a daily basis. Pick and Pay, always there for you.
I'm definitely going to try my hand because I gained a huge boost of confidence yesterday after trying out what we made yesterday morning. We made a chicken casserole, right, yesterday morning. And so last night I decided I'm going to, just go at it, and for supper I'm going to make a chicken casserole. It was to die for.
Okay, good. So I hope that I can inspire you to make soufflés at home.
Lorraine is going to teach us how to make a chocolate soufflé, traditionally French dessert, which is said to be very, very delicate. You've got to, move through the motions very delicately. Okay, so we've shown you just before the break how to separate an egg, which is very important, and how to line the mold as well. What's the next step?
Important. So now the step for sweet, or the base for sweet soufflés is a crème patisserie. And if you were doing savoury ones, it would be a bechamel sauce, or you might often see the word panade used in recipes.
All right, okay.
So we're going to make one here. So we've got cream in the pot, and then we've got a mixture of corn flour and cocoa powder, which we're going to just add into
very small amounts, I see.
Yes, tiny. We're only going to make 4.
Okay.
And you're going to whisk that up, and basically you're going to wait till it thickens.
And how long would that normally take? I mean, you've got it on a medium heat, kind of?
Medium heat. It's quite fast, at this stage, you can have it on a medium heat. But next, you're going to be adding egg yolks, and you don't want it to be, obviously, too hot.
Yes.
Because then your eggs will turn into scrambled egg, which you really don't want.
You don't want that at all.
No. That's not the desired effect. And then we've got our egg yolks here, which we've separated perfectly. and you can see here it's thickening up.
It is kind of starting to thicken a little bit. But you got to be patient with this, hey?
You do. You have to exercise a bit of patience and understanding that eggs are going to turn into scrambled egg if you put too much heat on them, which you don't want. And then what you can do is just add a little bit of the warm liquid into the yolks just to warm them up a little bit.
Because if you pop them straight into the pot, then they would go...
Scramble, exactly.
Scramble, okay.
And then you add them into the cream, like so. And then just carry on stirring. And then you'll notice that it's going to start thickening up and you'll feel it on your whisk. It'll have a bit of resistance. You can see there, it's lovely and thick.
That
and
looks
now,
good, yes.
You're going to add in your chocolate.
Okie dokie, there you go.
And it's as simple as that. In goes the 70%. 70% is nice, you know, and it's nice and flavorful, full-body chocolate flavors. And you can also add a zest of an orange at this point, or a lemon, or if you want to get a little bit creative.
Different flavor you wanted to have.
Just for a little bit of change.
Lovely. And while Lorraine adds that chocolate, that is actually the key word of the day, chocolate, to 33728, and that'll get you that recipe sent straight to your mobile phone that you can then use to try out tonight at home. Okay, so what happens next?
Now we've got our, now what you should do is you should cool down the creme patisserie. So it's at a, not room temperature, but almost not warm. So when you touch it, not warm at all. And what you're going to do now is you're going to add the bowl
there. We go. So is it, once it's cooled, is it going to look like that?
Yes,
without you having done anything else?
No, haven't done a thing. So comes out of, you can put it in the fridge, but then leave it out on the counter for a bit.
Yes.
That
looks
so you can
amazing.
see it looks really decadent.
Indeed, indeed.
And then you've got your whipped meringue. Now your meringue should be very stable. And as you can see here, it's glossy and it's well developed. You need a well developed meringue.
Yes.
And you're going to add it in thirds. So you've got your first little bit there.
I'm trying to describe it. It looks like some kind of, you know, my grandfather used to make this milk kind of, I don't know what you call it, but it was a kind of inkomasi thing where the cream on top would thicken like this, except it was very sour. I'm wondering if you could make like a South African soufflé, but then using that.
You could maybe bring in like flavors of buttermilk, because you know we love the sour, even inkomas. I mean, you could definitely play with it and see what you could come up with. You know, so the first, bringing it together at first, you don't have to be too delicate, you know, but it's the last incorporation here. So we've got another bit here.
All right. So you want to be folding it in so that the meringue still remains fluffy.
Yes, so it's nice and light. And then we're going to bring in our last bit.
Now you've got to be delicate. All right.
You do. And then you're going to bring it all together, and you don't really want to see any of the meringue inside. And then we're going to pour a little bit into the well-limed ramekins.
All right.
See, so we're nearly there.
Wow. It's amazing how you just have to be so careful with it. You can't just go in and, you know, start
don't
beat.
get a whisk out and start beating it, because, you know, it won't give you the desired effect that you're looking for. And then we're going, so you can see there now it's nice and together, so I'm going to stop at that point.
So at this point then you would then put it into the mold.
You would. So
let's see how you put it there.
You're going to just lift it up and then just put it in.
Do you fill it all the way to the top?
You do. You'll find some, in some recipes, you'll find 6 millimeters below the top, below the surface.
Yes.
And you can stop there. Or you can get to this point and then you can actually flatten them off.
That looks so cool. Just it's like a builder.
There you go.
You know, finishing off some fine work.
I think most pastry chefs would be brilliant builders.
Shall I
and
get
then
a
you just
one?
clean the top. Yeah, let's take one out of the oven.
This is what it looks like when it comes out. Ooh, wow, wait. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at that.
And
the soufflé chocolat. Okay, where do I place it?
You can place it here.
You have to be very quiet around it. Okay, here we go.
So you can serve it. Obviously, it has to be served straight from the oven. And I think, you know, don't be too scared when the items. So we'll lift one up.
Okay.
We'll use the palette knife.
Oh, use the palette knife. Good. Okay. This is a very delicate process. Okay. All right, here we go.
So
don't burn yourself, please. And there you go.
There we go.
Place it onto the
Flip
plate.
over.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Uh-huh.
And then you can serve it with strawberries and icing sugar.
So just finish it up very quickly for you. Chocolate is the keyword for
Done.
you. SMS to 33728 and you'll get that recipe.
And voila.
Lovely. Let's put it onto. There we go. Beautiful, right there,
Wonderful.
your own chocolate souffle. Try it out at home, let us know what you think of it. Lorraine, thank you so much.
Pleasure,
Really appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Right now, Graham is standing by to chat to Nassif Morris. Very, very exciting times for him and his team.
Stay with Espresso and SABC3.